Before we get into today's video, I thought I'd give some shout-outs to two of the GOATs, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. I know that these guys are probably still feuding, and Bill Belichick isn't the highest kind of rated guy in New England right now with his tenure with UNC and him talking trash, but we got to at least acknowledge the greatness that he had. And these two guys have been listed as finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I will be grateful for everything that Robert Kraft has done for this organization. I'll be grateful for everything that Bill Belichick has done for this organization. So let's wish them luck. Let's hope they fully get into the Hall of Fame. Go ahead right now, hit that thumbs up icon. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And on today's show, since it's the bye week, I figured, this would probably be the perfect time to talk about the NFL draft. I know the Patriots are 11-2, the best record in the NFL. But Dane Brugler, the author of The Beast, The Athletic's Dane Brugler, he came out with a mock draft, and of course, it's going to include the New England Patriots. So I figured with the time, we don't see the Patriots on the field for another 12 days, or I think 11 days, so I figured this would be the perfect time. And if you didn't know who Dane Brugler was, he has the most comprehensive breakdown of the NFL draft of any insider on the internet. That's his job. He comes up with this entire database of scouting reports. Every single possible player that could be drafted, he's got you covered in like this 1,000-page doc with every profile. So if you don't respect him, what the hell are you doing? So the Patriots right now, they have most of their draft picks. They do not have a 7th-round pick due to the trades from Kyle Duggar and also Keon White. But you can see right there, 4-round, 6 draft picks, 2-round, 4 drafts. Still got your 1st-round pick, still got your 2nd-round pick. You might trade that away at some point if you want to go out and get a wide receiver, if we're talking about A.J. Brown or maybe even Jettas. But right now, the Patriots are picking in the 1st round. And what are the needs that the Pats need to go out and get? These are the 3 that I think. I saw on some places they said safety. I love Craig Woodson. I love Jalen Hawkins. I'm not going out and getting a safety until the later rounds. I need an edge rusher, an offensive tackle, or a wide receiver. But I still love Stephon Diggs. But without further ado, with the 32nd pick, the New England Patriots have selected Monroe Freeling, the offensive tackle out of Georgia. And with Dane Brugler, he went by all the best records in the NFL. The Patriots have the 32nd, so he went with the offensive tackle, and I absolutely love this draft pick. Here's what Dane Brugler had to say about the offensive tackle Freeling. The Patriots' new team motto, protect Drake Maye at all costs. Morgan Moses has played well at right tackle this season, but he turns 35 in March. Freeling would be a great understudy who could provide a short-term depth and a long-term answer on the outside for the New England Patriots. And if you look at Freeling's PFF grades, it's solid. I really like what he is as a pass blocker. The 86 pass blocking grade, that 72.5 overall PFF grade, only 3 sacks allowed and 2 penalties. And when you're looking at the New England Patriots, what do you want? A pass blocker. You want someone that can protect Drake Maye at all costs, like Dane Brugler said. It doesn't matter to me if you want to go out and get that run blocker. I want somebody that's not going to have Drake Maye in the ground. And you can see right here, the measurable, 6'7", 315 pounds. Explosive first start. He's able to get you right up in your pads and hold off from you getting to the quarterback. An exceptional athlete. He comes from a basketball background. He is flexible. He is that guy that can play multiple sports, that 2-sport athlete. And upper body strength, that's probably his only con. The pros and cons, that's his only con. Like, he needs to have more upper body strength to be able to stop those guys like Myles Garrett who bull rushes. But I like this pick. A Georgia guy, he would fit right in here in New England. And why am I showing you this picture? Well, if you didn't know, that guy right here, 57, that's Monroe Freeling. We don't worry about the guy in the middle, but who's that guy all the way on the left, number 55? Well, that's Jared Wilson. Jared Wilson was on Georgia last year. He was the starting center. He was one of that primary offensive linemen. So him and Jared Wilson probably are great teammates, probably get along. And we know how tight-knit this team is, the chemistry. So he would go right in and be a part of that big, tight-knit group that involves Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, Garrett Bradbury, and Mike Iwenu. It's all young guys. They would all get along, and you slide him right into that right tackle spot. You get better, and you also get younger. But you see Morgan Moses right there. And I like you now, Vidarian Lowe, but I don't think you're a long-term future at the tackle position for the Patriots. Would you draft Monroe Freeling? Go down in the comments section, give me a D for draft or give me a P for pass. And if you're going with pass, who else would you draft? Because it's the bye week. We're talking draft out here. So what would you guys do? Let me know down in the comments section. And I know the question that is always going to be asked now that you draft an offensive tackle. And he's immediately going to right. It's not Will Campbell's replacement, guys. It's Morgan Moses. He's playing right tackle. So that leads the question. What is Morgan Moses' future with the New England Patriots? Well, I'll tell you guys just in a second. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is PrizePicks. It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once, and while you and I are out here making decisions every day on what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. PrizePicks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Did you know PrizePicks now has early payouts? If your lineup gets out to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And I made a lineup for Thursday night football tonight. Detroit versus Dallas, a big matchup. I got George Pickens, the more on 5.5 receptions. I think he's been going off lately. Dallas's defense, still kind of mid. I like Jahmyr Gibbs to go more than 78.5 rushing yards. And we know how much Detroit goes for it on 4th down. It drives me absolutely insane how aggressive they are. Give me the less on Jake Bates. Field goals made. You can make a lineup just like that when you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, so let's talk about Morgan Moses because obviously he's the starting right tackle right now, and he has played a good season. I'm not going to call him out and say that he is playing the best season that we have seen from a New England Patriot at right tackle, but he has been very serviceable. But if you draft an offensive lineman, then what do you do with him? And if you look at 2025, his grades are okay. I mean, 70.6, that's solid. You want to be up in the 70s. The pass blocking grade, he has not been as good as Will Campbell, but he has been good for the run. Only 1 sack allowed, 6 penalties. That's basically it. And if you want to talk about, well, what is the future with him? Because I don't see him in the long-term plans. It's a very tight future. We knew when we signed Morgan Moses that it was just going to be a bridge piece to an offensive lineman that the Patriots were going to draft. He's 35 years old. He is in the last years of his career. And if you go into a year where you draft an offensive tackle, I don't really think that you want to put him as a backup with a first-round draft pick. You kind of want to just throw him in, but it's a possibility that he could learn. And Morgan Moses, he's on the first year of a 3-year, $24 million contract. Like I said, he's on the tail end of his career, but you can see the slow decline with Moses. This is the second lowest PFF grade that he has had in the last 5 years. 2020, if you go to 2020 through 2025, year is the second lowest that he's had. It's a down year for him, but he's still playing at a good level. But I asked you guys, at 35 years old, obviously he's not going to get better. He's going to get worse when he gets to 36, when he gets to 37, because he's under contract for another 2 years. How much does he have left in the tank? Is he going to be able to perform at a high level at 37 years old or even 36 years old? Because once you get past 30, on the back end of 30, it goes like a cliff. We're not talking about Tom Brady, where he can play until 44 years old. We're talking about an offensive lineman like Morgan Moses. And do the Patriots want to have him as the long-term option? Or do you want to go in right now and have the opportunity at a first-round pick to get a great offensive tackle and put him in and just go with that? Have him develop as you go, because Drake Maye can avoid pressure. He can evade. He can feel it perfectly. So I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes up to April. But right now, I'm focused in on the season this year because the Patriots are Super Bowl contenders. But you guys let me know what you think. Pick an offensive tackle for next year. Would you go with Monroe Freeling or would you go with Morgan Moses? Type MF for Freeling or type MM for Moses. That's going to do it for the latest episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Make sure you hit that sub button because we still want to beat Texans today in the sub battle. So we don't want to lose to them. Go and hit that button. And as always, let's go Pats.